Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Let's start off with Rise, Faith Rivera too. Here we go. I close my eyes, I open my heart, I take a deep breath, let the healing start. I lift my hands, I plant my feet, I let love in, I feel the beat that's calling, calling, calling us to rise, rise, Spirit rise up, rise in me. I ready my soul, I clear my mind, I'm here and now, in present time. I feel the power of 1,000 suns, lighting up the dark. Oh, we rise as one. Oh, rise, rise, Spirit rise up, rise in me. Spirit rise up, rise in me. Sing to you, you sing to me. Change up this noise, make sweet harmony. Come on and rise, Spirit rise up, rise in me. Oh, rise, Spirit rise up, rise in me, rise in me. Heart to heart, hand in hand, no turning back, onward to promised land. Do you feel the power of 1,000 suns, lighting up the dark? Oh, we rise as one. Love's calling, calling, oh, it's calling out your name. Love's calling, that's why we came. Love's calling, calling, oh, it's calling out your name. Love's calling, ooh, it's why we came. Come on and rise.
Good evening, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Northern Colorado. I almost forgot where I was. I almost said Colorado Springs. My name is Marie Haller. My pronouns are she and her, and I'm your platform host for this evening. We're glad you decided to join us tonight because we're having a wonderful spiritual experience here. We welcome all lifestyles, all beliefs, and whoever you are, no matter who you are, no matter where you are in your spiritual journey, know that you're welcome here. I want to acknowledge that this service is being held on the traditional ancestral homelands of the Arapaho, Ute, and Cheyenne peoples, and we recognize this land is rightfully theirs, and we offer our respect and gratitude for their continuing kinship with this place. Our philosophy, Science of Mind, honors the wisdom and teachings of all faiths, recognizing each path leads to the same universal truth of oneness, love, and interconnectedness. At the base of it all, we are one. We'll be your prayer partner tonight, but it won't be me. Someone will be your prayer partner tonight, and if you want to pray afterwards, we're going to make that happen. So I may be looking at a person who's going to be praying with people. I don't know. But if you want to pray, come see me, and we'll make sure you get prayed up beautifully. So let's say our vision and our mission together. Our mission: we are an inclusive community inspiring personal growth, spiritual practice, and a positive way of life. And our vision: to support humanity's spiritual growth, creating a world that works for all. Okay, let's invite the kids up.
God is everything there is, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything we have. So I let go of this prayer, and so it is. Here we go. God is everything there is, so I am part of God. I know there's lots of good for me and everybody else. I'm thankful and grateful for everything we have. So I let go of this prayer, and so it is.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about our pledge program for this coming year. The theme for this year is, what would you give for change? If the center has supported your growth, we invite you to consider what you're willing to commit to help create meaningful change in your life, in this community, and around the world in the coming year. So your pledge is essential. It lets us budget wisely for what's coming up in our programming and plan for growth with clarity and confidence. Pledge forms are available, or you can click on the QR code. Love me a good QR code, which is also available on our website and in our newsletter, if you're getting the e-newsletter. We ask that pledges be submitted by tomorrow, May the 5th, Cinco de Mayo, my brother's birthday. Every commitment matters, and every gift is love in action. So thank you for your generosity and being part of this ever-evolving spiritual community, spiritual journey together. And I am going to invite Reverend Michelle up to give us some amazing insight into pledge campaigns.
Oh, sure. Be happy to. I'm happy to be able to be the abundance minister in my center at Mile High Church and have for many years celebrated abundance, because I believe that we can have an abundant world, and it takes each one of us being willing to take our place in that abundance consciousness to create an abundant world. We do no good in our lives by playing that game of lack and limitation and pretending that there's not enough and believing that we can't have more than we want to have. And part of what happens when we come together in a spiritual community like this and we have an opportunity to share what we're going to give, it's all about the center, it appears, but really, the real truth is, it's about you and your abundance consciousness. What I find for myself is to fill out that card in my community is a way that I'm saying to myself, I intend to be abundant. I intend to be generous. I intend to allow the good that I have to flow through me so that it benefits me and others. So that's the thing about giving. We think it's about what we're giving to, but it's really about claiming and owning a deeper consciousness of abundance. And just like Marie said, it doesn't matter whether it's a very small amount or a very large amount. There is no big or small in God. It is really about setting an intention for myself that allows me to claim my abundance and to claim my good and to bless my church. So I hope that you will all fill out a card, no matter what it is you intend to do, to fill out that card for your sake as well as for this beautiful community's sake. Thank you.
Thank you. So, speaking of abundance and fundraising, the youth are preparing a fundraiser. So be ready for this. This will be a fun-filled evening with the CSL youth. They are going to be, they're not joining us for a taco bar, they are creating for us a taco bar and a variety show. So there'll be tacos and talent. Talented young performers from our youth department. They'll wow you with their performances and will also be serving you as the wait staff for the evening. So look forward to that, a night of great food, fun, and entertainment. And today is the last day to sign up. So make sure you get signed up for that, which is a lovely thing to sign up for. Nature class. Coming on Saturday, May the 31st, Reverend Leah is doing a special class called Connecting to the Divine Through Nature, a healing journey at Gateway Natural Area just north of Fort Collins. This beautiful outdoor experience includes guided meditations, sacred rituals, and connection with the elements, all designed to help you hear the voice of Spirit through nature. Space is limited, so please be sure to register soon. And if you've ever been a part of one of Reverend Leah's ritual-based ceremonies, beautiful, beautiful. Make sure you sign up for that, not to be missed. Register for any or all of these amazing opportunities, or to learn more, you can sign up for our weekly e-newsletter, the best way to stay up to date, and subscribe to our newsletter as well online at cslnoco.org. So, now we're going to move into a little bit of a quieter time in prayer. Take a deep breath, and if you're comfortable, close your eyes. On the next inhale, say silently to yourself, centered in love, I choose peace. And as you breathe out, repeat these words again to yourself. Centered in love, I choose peace. And as we settle into this beautiful, peaceful, silent space, we allow ourselves to become aware of the incredible power and presence and life that is moving through each and every being in this room and each and every being on this planet. This life, this power, this energy, call it God, the universe, the great singularity. This power and this presence is moving here in this moment and every moment through each one of us. And I know today that this beautiful service is blessed by this power and this presence, that it moves through Ken as he gives us music, and it most definitely moves through Reverend Michelle as she speaks the words that she is inspired to speak by the divine that resides within her. And I am so grateful for this service, for this place, for the people who make this happen, for the people who show up, for the people who are here week after week, giving their time and their talent and their energy and their treasure to this beautiful church. I am grateful for this beautiful service and its perfect unfoldment. And it is from this place of gratitude that I release my word into the active law of mind, knowing that as my words are spoken, they are already so. We let this prayer go, we let it be, and together we say, and so it is.
Grateful for your tenderness. Life can feel unkind. Grateful for the way you see when I'm stuck inside my mind. Grateful for your courage to hold your steady ground. I'm grateful for compassion when mine cannot be found. Compassion when broken hearts bleed. Ooh, sweet compassion when my soul's in need. I find compassion for friends and enemies. My own compassion is where my spirit breathes. Oh, yeah. We're grateful for your thoughtful words when emptiness abounds. Grateful for when you take my hand and you turn my head around. Oh, grateful for your healing, the warmth of your embrace. I'm grateful for compassion to touch a deeper place. Ooh, compassion when broken hearts bleed. Ooh, sweet compassion when my soul's in need. I find compassion for friends and enemies. My own compassion is where my spirit breathes. Yes, yes, make me, mold me, shape me, shift me, all I can be. Come express your endless compassion. Oh, it's what I need to be. Oh, compassion when broken hearts bleed. Ooh, sweet, sweet compassion when my soul's in need. Find compassion for friends and enemies. My own compassion is where my spirit breathes.
One of the many things we have to be grateful for. So, we're honored today to welcome Reverend Dr. Michelle Medrano. And I'm going to read what Reverend Leah asked me to read about her, and then just let you know that she's the person that taught me to pray. I took foundations for the first time from Reverend Michelle in like 2000 or something like that. I don't know. It was a long time ago. But we are honored today to welcome Dr. Reverend Michelle Medrano, a deeply respected leader in our movement. She began her ministry in 1991 and has served in impactful roles across the movement and across the country, including 17 years as the senior minister at New Vision Center, my first religious science church. And since 2013, she has served at Mile High Church, where she is now the co-lead minister alongside Reverend Joshua Reeves. So please help me join. Please join me. Please help me join. Please help me. Welcome, Reverend Michelle.
Oh, thank you, Marie. Beautiful, thank you. Please help me. Well, it's great to be back here with you all once again in this beautiful community. This is the first time I've gotten to speak in this room. The last time I was here, you were still over in the other room, so this is kind of fun. I'm liking this. I am liking this. So, Reverend Leah let me know that you are starting a theme for this month, Empowered to Act, Guided by Spirit. And so I really considered that when I thought about what I wanted to talk about. And so that theme, starting here for the month of May, combined with something that we only get to do about every 7 years or so on May 4th, is we get to say, May the 4th be with you. Right? Because it's Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. And it's a joyful activity. I'm a big Star Wars fan, so we're going to talk a lot about Star Wars today. And I want to weave the monthly theme and some of the elements that I see as powerful elements in the Star Wars universe together. And it's interesting to note that I showed a picture this morning at Mile High Church in our service, a picture of George Lucas and his son, a New York Times article that was produced, and George is standing, his son is just a little boy, they're standing in front of a bookshelf in their home, and on that bookshelf is The Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes. And if you were to do some research online, you'll discover that in a number of interviews, George Lucas indicated that he based a lot of the elements of Star Wars in terms of the power of the mind to influence reality and the notion of the Force based on the works of Ernest Holmes and The Science of Mind. And so, if we want to understand some about our faith tradition, or we want to understand some about Star Wars, we can merge the two of those things together and begin to see that the Force in George Lucas's world is God, is Spirit, is the infinite, is the energy that permeates all creation, and is the energy that permeates all beings, is the energy that beings have to work with to create their life or to sense the reality of things. And a huge part of this movement of the Force and the use of the Force in the Star Wars movies has to do with intuition. The deep knowingness of the truth about life and the connectedness of creation. And so I find this a fascinating conversation because when we are being empowered to act, we have to be guided by Spirit. I think personally that sometimes we get this wrong. Now, I have been a big fan of the Star Wars trilogy since it first came out. I also have to fully admit that one of the biggest influences in my life when I was a child growing up in Salida, Colorado, was Batman. Adam West. Remember? Pow! Bam! And I thought Batman was so cool. Superheroes and those kinds of shows that show people being magnificent and powerful. And when I saw the Star Wars movie, I was 15 years old. And I saw that movie before I ever had wandered into a religious science church. And it also captivated me, the notion of the power of the ability to use this force. That same year, I wandered into my first religious science church in Denver, Colorado, 15 years. The Star Wars came out in May of that year, and I wandered into Mile High a few months later. So it almost feels like my own intuition was guiding me into this kind of experience of growing and learning and deepening into the Force or into the divine. And I began to really see immediately through both of these venues this powerful energetic that exists within us. And I think humanity gets it a little bit wrong. I think that we are meant to be spiritual warriors. We are meant to use the Force. We are meant to allow ourselves to be used by the infinite. We are meant to be co-creators. And when it comes to the notion of being empowered to act and guided by Spirit, what I like about this theme is that it includes guided by Spirit. Because everybody has a different way that they want to act and be in their world and in their life. Whether it's about their health, whether it's about the politics of the world, whether it's about their dating life or their finances, everybody is different. And one of the biggest mistakes that we make, I think, and the way that we fall into separation is that we project onto people that they should do what we're doing. So if we think it's really important to eat a certain way or to refrain from alcohol or meat or whatever it might be, we tend to project that on everybody should be doing this. Everybody should be doing this. If we think that it's important to go out and protest something in the political world, we think everybody should be doing this. But when we understand that when we are empowered to act guided by Spirit, we begin to allow people the grace in every realm of life to say whatever they choose to do in their life, it's their life to live. And we begin to trust that God, the Force, the infinite energy that is pouring through all people is guiding everyone into their perfect actions. And we can give up any notions of what we think anybody else should be doing or not doing. Yeah, even your closest friends, your spouse. Here's a hard one. Your kids. Oh, what they should or shouldn't be doing. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I've gone too far, haven't I? But it's an important thing. We're prone to want to force the outer world to change in the world of form first. We're prone to want people to do things the way we do things so that we can feel okay. But really, I'm suggesting to us that if we're really being empowered to act, that empowerment comes from our own guidance about what is best for us. And that in a universe where there's so many options in every realm of life and so much variety, we fall into oneness that allows us to trust that every person is on their perfect path, and we fall into being willing to be guided in our own life about what is ours to do. What is ours to do? And then we become important enough spiritual warriors to make a difference in our own life. A spiritual warrior isn't necessarily, unless they're guided, called to make a difference in everybody else's life. Some are, some aren't. Some of us are very happy to spend our time every single day sending energy out to the people we love and to the world from our meditation pillows. We, as a movement, we get criticized for that. People say, well, you can't just sit on your meditation pillow all day long. And then we have people who are out in the world being very active, out in the world making a difference, out in the world movers and shakers and creating policy in different parts of the world, in different parts of the society, in different parts of a city or a group of people in a spiritual community like this. And that's good too. Neither one is better than the other. The point I'm really wanting us to get is that we must listen to our inner guidance about our use of the Force, about how we want to be. What is the most faith-filled way that we can walk forward in our life and lovingly and joyously follow that? And what it takes for us to do that is some pretty profound, deep listening and some pretty profound, deep work around our own boundaries and our own desires and our own life and what works for us. which can be challenging because other people around us always seem to know better for us, right? People who love us want to tell us, well, you know, you really should be doing this. Have you thought about that? You know, you might want to. And we can listen and hear all of that and take it all in. But ultimately, a person who is the most centered, well, they're like a Jedi. They know. They know what works for them. I loved the stories of how the Jedi knew often where to go and how to move, and they could sense. And even in the fighting scenes, I've always found it fascinating how they kind of have a sense of what's so. And some of that's intuition. Some of that is just being a person who knows how to do that work. My husband is a taekwondo guy, and we got to go to a testing yesterday for one of his former students, and I was fascinated to watch how they move and how they have been practicing these movements for a long time. And so when they get into a situation where they've got to use them, it's natural. Now, I've never seen my husband fight, except with me. And it's not been taekwondo. Thank goodness. It's usually verbal taekwondo, right, Ken? And so it's an interesting thing to watch how George Lucas aligned with that notion when he created the Jedi to have them be so intuitive and so connected. And I'm calling us into that kind of life too. When it comes to being empowered and guided, to be like spiritual warriors, spiritual Jedi, to claim that the Force is with us, to absolutely accept and affirm that the Force, the divine presence, is with us, moving through us and as us. It's the very presence with which we live, move, and have our being. And it's always guiding us into what is ours to do. In the Star Wars movies, I also found it fascinating that they would often talk about people who are Force sensitive. And so someone either is Force sensitive or they're not in the Star Wars. Now that's one place that we depart. Because in the universe that Ernest Holmes and Science of Mind has created and talked about and brought forth and articulated, we're all Force sensitive. There's not a single person who's not God sensitive. And that's an important element for us, I think, because I think it's important for us to remember our spiritual value, our spiritual contribution, our spiritual presence that we can give and that we can share. And what we get to do is as we live and grow and walk through our life and focus on our faith and understanding of this presence, this force, this energy moving through us, we become more anchored in it, more grounded in it, more filled with faith. I've often said, I don't think that these spiritual principles give us a leg up in terms of, oh, we'll never have problems again. We'll never have things not go our way. We'll never have things kind of go sideways. Some people believe that. They believe that if we're really good with God, if we're really good practitioners of science of mind, if we're really good people, that means nothing bad will ever happen. It's not true. It's just not true. What it does mean is that when challenges come, we know what to do. We know how to walk through them. We've built a faith. We've spent time in our life when it's not challenging, when life's going good, when things are flowing. We've spent time communing with this force, communing with this presence, communing with this life within us. Finding our way there every day through our spiritual practice. Finding our way there over and over again. So when those challenges do come, finding our way back is easy. It's a faith-filled journey. One of my favorite scenes in a Star Wars movie was in the Rogue One movie, which was a prequel to the normal Star Wars, number 4, prequel. And it was about how they got into A New Hope. But there's a character in that prequel. The character's name is Chirrut Imwe. And he's an Asian man, and he's blind, completely blind. They don't say that he's a Jedi, but he is clearly connected to the Force. And his favorite affirmation that he says often is, I am one with the Force is one with me. I am one with the Force is one with me. Now, he walks into fights as a blind man, saying very loudly, in fact, that probably puts his enemy off right there, because he's a blind guy walking forward. I can't remember if he has a lightsaber or not, but he's walking forward, a staff. Yeah, I am one with the Force is one with me. And he's saying it over and over again. And meanwhile, he's hitting people and taking down those white guys, the stormtroopers. He's taking down the stormtroopers left and right. Now, of course, I get it. This is all make-believe. It's not real. I understand that. Even though at Disneyland a couple years ago, we walked into the Star Wars ride, and there were 200 stormtroopers standing there, and it was like, ah! These are not real. These are not real. I had to keep telling myself. But anyway, what I loved about that scene, and it really made me think, it really made me contemplate what it would be like to have that much faith in the face of challenges, in the face of not knowing what to do. I am one with the Force is one with me. I am one with the Force is one with me. And he didn't just say it like a rote saying over and over again. He said it and he was acting at the same time. That's what I loved about it. He was affirming and he was also dealing with what was in front of him. And sometimes when I'm walking through my life and I'm experiencing challenges or I'm experiencing things that I don't want, I can feel myself having gone to that well over and over where my guidance empowers me and I am guided. I am one with the divine and the divine is one with me. I am one with the divine and the divine is one with me. And I'm seeing over and over again the opportunities that are in front of me because I'm affirming my faith over and over again. I think this is powerful because what happens when we get into trouble, we might say an affirmation, but it might be like, oh my gosh, this is horrible. What am I going to do? This is not what I wanted. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. This is horrible. I don't like this. This is horrible. This is oh, this is horrible. Oh, this is hard. Oh, this is hard. This is hard. We do it, right? We just don't do the right affirmation. We don't say, I am one with the Force is one with me. We say all sorts of other things that do not empower us to act guided by Spirit or act from the faith of the truth of who we are. And so when we take on this kind of Force energy and take on the notion of the divine within us, we can be empowered in those moments when life is challenging, not to push it away or pretend it's not there, but we can be empowered. That to me is true empowerment. When life is challenging, which it will be, and I bring faith to the table. And I bring a knowingness that I don't know how, but I can get through this. I don't know how this is going to resolve itself, and I affirm that it is. I don't know what to do, but a part of me does. And I affirm it, and I claim it, and I walk through it, just like that character in the movie. So being Force sensitive, being aware, and cultivating my faith is very important. And then I want to talk about being Force generous. I notice in the Star Wars movies, they say a lot to each other, may the Force be with you. May the Force be with you. And it kind of reminds me, I had a period of life when, between the ages of 6 and 13, when we first moved from Salida to Denver, that my father insisted that we be Catholic. And I thought it was kind of interesting to be Catholic. For those years I was Catholic. Had some problems with the Catholic Church, but I did love, one part of the service I really loved was when we would all stand up and walk around and say, may peace be with you. And the person would say, and unto you also, or whatever they would say. They do it a little differently now. May peace be unto you. I used to love that part because it was like building community. And I think that that's very much like saying, may the force be with you. In fact, why don't you turn to someone right now and either say, may the force be with you or peace be unto you. Just do it. Go ahead. Do it right now. I love it. Seeing the community, connecting. And that is, here's the thing about that. It's good to do it. It's really good to do it. It's good to show up in community with people we know and love and say, may the force be with you. Peace be unto you. Can you do it with the people you don't love so much? I had a teacher, his name was Greg, and he taught real love. And one of the things that he used to say that I really resonated with, the ability to love people that you know and that you agree with, that's kindergarten. Big deal. Anybody can do that. Here's the part where I think we need to act powerfully, especially right now in our world, is that it's time for us to figure out, how do we love people we don't agree with? How do we extend love to them? They didn't even get this right in the Star Wars movies, because I was talking to a group earlier today, and I was saying, no one ever said to a Sith Lord, may the force be with you. No one ever said that. Sith Lords are bad guys in the movies. People didn't extend the force to them, even though they were force sensitive usually. No one affirmed that the force was with them. But we can be better than that. We can be much better than that. We can look out at the world and look at people we disagree with in leadership of our country, or look out in the world of people in our families that we disagree with. And if we're really, really committed to living life in the power zone and acting beautifully and empowered, being empowered to act and guided by Spirit, we got to say to those people that we don't like, may the force be with them. May peace be unto them. It's a very Buddhist way. May they be filled with loving kindness. May they be well. We've got to bridge those gaps, because I'm absolutely fundamentally sure that continuing to feed those gaps is not going to heal America. It's not going to heal our world. And it is a great challenge. I remember years ago at New Vision Center, there was a practitioner there who, well, she just irritated me. Truth be known, every time she came in, I don't know what it was about her. I just felt so irritated by her, and I just wanted her to leave. I didn't resonate with her, and she would talk my ear off and talk about things that I didn't resonate with. And some of it was I was very busy. We were in a very busy growing period, and she would come into my office and plop down and just want to talk, and I wasn't having very good boundaries. But I came to really feel this constant irritation at this woman. And after a while of noticing this in myself, I went home one night and I thought, this isn't who I want to be. I don't care what her issues are. This isn't who I choose to be. I don't want to feel this irritated at another person in my church, especially a practitioner who's there to support the church and support me. I don't want to feel this way. And I really asked myself, what do I need to do to stop feeling this way about her? Because of course the temptation is, well, she just needs to change, right? If she would change, I could be less irritated at her. And maybe I could ask her to change, and maybe I could ask her to be different. And I certainly could have maybe had better boundaries and said, I can't talk right now. Can we talk later? I could have had better boundaries, but I decided that I needed to do something different inside me. And so I spent time praying every single day to see the light in this woman, to see the good in her, to see the God in her, to see the presence in her. I affirmed it was there. I affirmed that despite my irritation, that I knew the truth of her, and I called her name out in love and joy and gratitude and spent time. It took, honestly, a couple weeks. And then suddenly one day she came into my office and plopped down, and I thought, oh, I don't feel irritated at her right now. she's changed. That was what I was tempted to think. She's changed. And then I remembered, maybe she's changed. Maybe I'm now pulling something different in our relationship with her, but I know it's because I spent this time seeing the God presence in her. And I've never felt irritated by her again since that time. My irritation was in me. My story was in me. My fear was in me. My concern was in me. And when I got that right, everything changed. Everything changed. So we get to practice this teaching in a very powerful, powerful way if we're willing. To be empowered by this presence and be guided to live it out in our life. The great master teacher, Jesus, even told us to love our enemy, to be present, to love no matter what, no matter who we think our enemy might be. And so are we sending love out to the world? To me, that's an act that is powerful and empowered, and that I'm always guided to do if I really listen. A quote from Buddha: "Hatred can never cease by hatred in this world. By love alone does hatred cease. This is an ancient and eternal law." And so, those of us who know this must live this now. I suggest to us that if we are to be empowered to act and guided by Spirit, it's time for us to deepen our faith and to deepen our sense of that presence as our very life, that we may call upon it in every moment we are tempted to act, to allow ourselves to feel that centered possibility of what is mine to do, what is mine to say, how am I to act, that we listen and that we extend ourselves in love and empower the world with our love. And in this, I believe, we begin the journey that is powerful to be empowered and guided by Spirit. And may the force be with you. So please join me as we pray together. I invite us to take this moment to go within and to spend some time in the presence of the divine energy of life. We turn our attention to our center, to our sense of the divine presence. We turn our awareness to God, that infinite presence that is everywhere in everything, that is the energy of all creation, in all beings everywhere. And we allow ourselves to remember that that presence, being everywhere and in everything, is right here and right now, acting in, through, and as each one of us. Acting through me as I speak these words, acting through each person within the sound of my voice, that we are absolutely in the very presence of the divine force, the divine love, the divine light, the divine wholeness, the divine abundance. It is who and what we are, right here and right now. And I accept and affirm that we walk forward from this place in a deepened sense of faith and connectedness to this truth. And therefore, as we continue to feel that empowered energy, knowing we are guided by it in every decision that we make in our lives, that we feel the blessedness of this truth upon us. And indeed, right here and right now, I invite each one of us to bring to mind someone in our world that we feel disconnected from. And that disconnect might be showing itself as judgment about that person, or fear about that person, or concern or worry about that person. It could be someone we know personally or someone we've heard about in the news. Whatever it might be, we bring that person to our mind and we take a moment to breathe together and be empowered by the infinite to send love and appreciation. We don't have to agree with everyone and every act to send love. And so we deepen our sense of the divine in this moment and feel the empowerment of that willingness to give and be generous. We send them love and light. We send them wholeness and peace. We feel our connectedness. For this is the truth of us in relationship to every being on this planet. And in anywhere that we're feeling that separation, we are not acting from that empowered place within us. This is a chance for us to continue this act of connectedness. And so I declare that we go forth from this place, allowing ourselves to feel that soft, sweet, loving energy that God is as us in the week ahead to all beings everywhere. All beings. And I give thanks for this good that is made manifest through us and in us now. I give thanks that it is done as it has been spoken in this moment. And I surrender this prayer into the action of that universal law. I let it go. I let it be. It is done as it has been spoken. It is done. It is done. And simply letting it be and letting it go. And so it is. Amen.
Spirit's moving in me. I'm gonna sing to the world its perfect melody. Give a cappella that I feel in my heart. Yeah, spirit's moving in me. Spirits dancing in you. Spreading peace and joy to make the world new. You give a cafe love that you feel in your heart. Yeah, spirits dancing in you. Let spirit flow through your heart and soul. The more you give, the more it overflows. Let go and let God, let your love grow. Then pass it around, gonna let everybody know that spirit's moving in me. I'm gonna sing to the world its perfect melody. Spirit's moving in me. Sing out with me, won't you? Come on, say it. Spirit's moving in me. Yeah, yeah. The spirit's moving in me. Ooh, spirit's moving in me. One more time, say it. Spirit's moving in me.
Thank you, Ken. Hello. Reverend Dr. Michelle Medrano. Okay, so our match campaign. We're there. We've already raised $7,500. And since we raised the $7,500, some more has come in. We've raised, I think, is the 78 up there? Oh, it's not. This slide's not even. Okay, so far we have raised 78.56, and since this slide was made that doesn't say 78.56, we raised another 1,100. So do the math. That's 89.56. So this is the final week. If you'd still like to give to the campaign, you can. Every dollar counts, and supports our services and programs, and very excited about that. So you'll see ways to give online, by text, online. I mean, you'll see ways on the screen. There it is. Okay, so let's just take some time now to be grateful, not just for having achieved our match goal, but to be grateful for all the blessings in our lives and all the spiritual food we've received here today. We know that we give from a place of gratitude, knowing that God is the source of all our goods. So please place your gift over your heart and join me in saying our offering affirmation together. Money is God's love in expression. Since it is never withheld from me, I choose to give freely of all that comes to me from the one infinite source.
There was a time in my life thought I had to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, or the love of God was at hand. Now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, just gotta let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Say, I release and I let go. With the spirit of my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for love. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love. Yes, I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for love.
We will know that the gifts are blessed by the force that is everywhere in everything and in Chuck's hand right now, blessing the gifts. Yes. So if you're here for the first time, either in person or online, we'd like to welcome you to our spiritual family. We're so glad you decided to join us today and learn about the fourth. The fourth. There it is. Know that you matter and that we are here to support you. After service, if you would like prayer, please come forward over here and we will make sure that you get prayed up over on the piano side of the room. And if you are online and you would like to have prayer, you can visit our website at cslnoco.org and submit a prayer request. Or if you're here and you don't want to come forward and get prayed for in person, we have prayer request forms out on the table out there. You can fill that out, and we will pick that up. A practitioner will pray over that for the rest of this week, which is today's only the first day, so take advantage of that, 6 more days. I also want to extend my gratitude to everyone who helps make this service possible. It takes a dedicated team, people who set up, take down, the musicians, our sound and media team, the welcome team, the ushers, hospitality, prayer partners. I know the gal that prepares our slides watches our services to make sure, and I'm going to make my request again for rolling credits of all the people that prepare this, because everyone in the room and a bunch of people who aren't in the room, their name's going to be scrolling by every single Sunday. So now I invite you to join us if you would like to for Sunday supper. If you meet out at the welcome table, some folks are going to maybe be going to dinner. I have not been told the secret code of where they're going, but someone knows out there. So enjoy food and time to connect. And if you are willing and able, please stand now for our benediction and closing song. Place your hands over your heart and let's say our benediction together. May we be at peace. May our hearts remain open. May we awaken to the light of our own true nature. May we be healed. May we be a source of healing for all beings. Love is who I am. Love is who we are. Love is all there is.
For years I would talk about how I wanted to change the world. They always left it up for someone else to do. Then I finally realized that I needed to take a stand, and that by changing my thinking, I could change my life. That's how I could change